insane either that they're gonna put out a lot of good content for us, or insane where
just a lot of news of good changes.
It's gonna either be really good or really bad. I feel like there's no in between.
I need both to be there, or
I just don't know if they'd ever give bad news on the ball. I don't think they'll ever say something like, "Hey guys, we're fundamentally changing Shy and making it so you don't need it." I don't think
bad
they would do that during
news,
the
as in like they don't really address the things that people really want addressed. Like the main things are like PvP, PvE group stuff, new endgame content. And then crons are like the 4 big things that I hear about. And like, you know, everyone's excited about Gunslinger and everything, but like those are the big 4 things that people really want to see change in the game. And if like any of those are like hardcore myths, there's gonna be people who are like pissed about the ball because they're like, they didn't talk about this at all, you know?
I mean, it's so funny because when I was talking to Blue, I guess I just fundamentally disagree. It's like people still hold the sentiment that like, oh, you know, every time I have a ball, we barely get any of the content that's talked about. And it's like, I swear, like over the last 2 years, we've gotten more content from the balls than the previous 2 years. Like, I remember when the ball was like a hype fest where it's like, hey, here's a bunch of concepts and ideas, but we don't know if this is actually going to make it to the game, and we never got it. But I feel like over the last 1.5 to 2 years, we've gotten like at least above 50% of the material that they announced in the ball, and then stuff's being developed as it goes on. I think it's obviously tough when we talk about stuff like the dragon, you know, coming out. Like that's just something hard to implement, and we can't. It's just like a pipe dream. I couldn't imagine anyone who ever took the dragon seriously. I feel like is trolling themselves. Same thing with like the PvP hardcore server. Like if you thought that was going to be like something cool or whatever, I feel like you're trolling yourself. Like it's a cool concept, and it's gonna be cool for the first like bit of a release, but it's not anything that anybody was really asking for. So
I just think that like I definitely agree that it feels like they've at least put out like a good amount of the stuff that they talked about in previous balls. It's just also don't announce stuff and give people hope that something like that is going to come out or something is going to return or something. Without
I think they've definitely given up on a lot of that though. I feel like they did it a lot in the past where they would be like, oh guys, we got all this cool, and then like none of it would come, and then or maybe it's just taken a developmental turn, like for example like the reworking of Altar of Blood or stuff like that. I feel like it was talked about a long time ago, and maybe the just directions changed. And if it has, I just wish they would be like, hey yo, you know, it's taking longer because we're trying to make it really good or something. Like I think that would go a long way for players, and I don't think PA really gets that. I don't think they feel the same way when we're like, no, really, please tell us how the development's going because we really want to know. And
yeah, just tell us either like don't just like delete the announcement. Like the big one was like coloring the Black Star glow and stuff.
Yep.
Like don't just delete the announcement and hope that we forget about it.
They had a whole like presentation about it. There was a video.
There was a video. They put out an announcement, like it's gonna come out on this date with like life skills merging, and then it just disappeared.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Talking about it.
Like which kind of made sense because Sovereign coming out. I guess you know the next thing you want to like maybe apply that to Sovereign instead. But it's just like just tell us that something isn't like just say that you're shifting gears to something else, or tell us that we're no longer working on this,
Sovereigns.
and just be like like I think players just want to know whether they're going in that same direction or not, instead of just kind of like hanging out in limbo and being like, well, they said they're gonna come out with Altar of Blood again. Where the fuck is it? You know. Just kind of that sentiment, which I also really understand because it's like, don't say you're going to do something and then not do it kind of thing. But they did release a lot of the stuff, so.
Yeah. Oh, you want me to do my Kebby charm thing? You wanted to do my Kebby charm thing, the fail stack?
Yeah, what fail stack are you getting?
Here we go, let's see, what do we get? I got 110. Nice.
Oh,
I hate myself. I'm the only one that got a 90 stack in this group.
I'm sorry.